Hey everybody, it's Tasmanian. Today we're going to be cooking a vegetable regatta pizza. I already put oil in the pan, and the oil has to be hot before we put the pizza dough in. I made the pizza dough earlier, but you have to make sure that you spread it around. You want the oil to be all over the pan, all up and around the sides, in the center. And you want to be a little conservative with the oil you use, because you don't want to use too much, but you have to make sure that the oil is spread all over the... Alright, so for the ingredients, the pizza dough, I made this pizza dough earlier. I'll show you how to make pizza dough in a different video because it's its own process. But if you don't know how to make pizza dough, you can get it from your local store. The bakery aisle usually sells pizza dough, or you can get it from your local pizzeria. Now if you come over here, you can see what the pizza dough looks like. We're waiting, the oil's already hot, we're waiting for this to start browning and bubbling, and then we'll start adding the ingredients. For the ingredients, I have regatta cheese, I have mozzarella, some chopped spinach, some mushroom, these are roasted mushrooms, I have red onion, I have garlic, minced garlic, I have Parmesan here, and some fresh basil from my mother's garden, and then I have more mozzarella that I'm going to sprinkle on top after we put the regatta on. So for the color, you want to wait for this to start browning. It's light browning. You want to make sure that it isn't too dark because you don't want this to get overcooked. But once it starts to brown, it'll also start to bubble and rise a little bit. You're not seeing it, you're seeing there's some bubbles forming. But once this starts to brown a little more, then we'll add the ingredients. Okay, so just before we put the ingredients on, this has been on the pan long enough. I want to clarify, you need to preheat the oven to 400. I'm doing 410 just so it cooks a little faster, but 410 or 400 degrees prior to starting. I'm using a cast iron pan because I wanted, this is a Chicago style deep dish pizza. It means it's a cast iron pan or a cast iron pizza, so it's going to go from the stovetop into the oven immediately after we put all of the ingredients on. So now we're going to begin with the mozzarella. Just want to make sure you sprinkle it around everywhere. You don't want to use too much mozzarella, or at least I don't because I'm doing a secondary mozzarella afterwards. You just want to make sure you spread it everywhere, get the sides. You want to be careful not to get it on the pan itself. Make sure it's spread out. But if you look at the crust, you can see the browning, the slight browning. That's how dark you want it to be. No darker than that because then it'll be overcooked. Now for the spinach, just gonna sprinkle this around. Want to make sure it's nice and evenly spread around because you don't want too much in any area. So, okay. The mushrooms. Just again sprinkling it around. So the mushrooms are good here. I love Italian style food. I love Italian style food because of the flavor blends, the way that they employ different cultures into their cooking. I'm just gonna use a little bit of red onion here. And for the garlic, and this is minced garlic, so we're just going to spread it everywhere. I'm actually going to add a little bit more red onion because I want it on the edges of the pizza, along with the garlic as well. Basically just want all of the ingredients to be spread around. You don't want to pack it though because you don't want it to be too heavy for pizza because you need individual slices. Now for the regatta, you want to be conservative with this. You're going to put small globs in different areas and just leave them. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Because this is a time-sensitive process. You want to make sure that it doesn't brown too much or get too dark. You want to make sure that you get it, all your ingredients on the pizza fast, and then get it into the oven. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Make sure you get it around the edges. And then you just want to look at the pizza and look for any light areas. That's what I'm doing right now. And then that right there is good. Now I'm gonna add the Parmesan, just sprinkle it everywhere. Again, I'm using mozzarella and ricotta cheese, so I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative. And that right there is enough. Then the fresh basil. You don't want to use too much of this. This should probably be enough. You just want to spread it everywhere. Straight from the garden. Now I'm going to add the thicker pieces of mozzarella just in the areas where I don't have the ricotta spread out. Just a little bit of it. A little here, a little there, and a little right there. Now for the olive oil. You just want to spread it over the top. You want to be a little conservative, but you want to make sure that you're getting it everywhere. There. All right. So from here, we're going to go straight into the oven. Make sure it goes all the way to the back. We're gonna have it in the oven for around 10 minutes. It's very quick, very easy, and very delicious. See you soon. All right, so the pizza's ready, so we're gonna go ahead and take it out. Come right over here. Now when you're taking it out, you wanna make sure you don't break the crust or anything. I'm gonna show you the bottom so you see what the crust looks like. But you just want to easily slide it out. And this is gonna be hot, obviously. So be careful with this. I'm gonna put it back on the burner. But look at that pizza. I want to show you all the bottom. So look at that. That's the color you want. A perfect brown. Or it's not too. You don't want it to be darker than that. Even the crust is ready. I want to show you the pizza that I made earlier as well, but first let me cut this out. This is probably my favorite pizza because it's easy to make. You can make it at home. It's cheap. The ingredients are cheap. Pizza dough is easily attainable, or you can make it yourself. The ingredients are easy, and it tastes delicious. Over here, this is the pepperoni pizza that I made earlier. All it has on it is the pepperoni, some fresh basil. Picture perfect. That's the key, the presentation, picture perfect. All right, well, that's been a video of Tasmanian Cooks. I made 2 pizzas, well, 1 pizza for y'all, and have a nice day, stay blessed.